Good afternoon, I'm David Taylor. I'd like to give you a persuasive brief on the death penalty and the importance of having it. The death penalty is one of the biggest debates in the United States at this time. A lot of states are for it, some states are against it, but one of the biggest reasons for having the death penalty is to deter crime. The best way to deter crime is to prove to someone that if you commit a crime, you will be punished for it. And what's more punishing than taking someone else's life? Currently, according to Wikipedia, there's 31 states that approve the death penalty and 20 states, including the District of Columbia, who do not allow the death penalty. Most states, the most common thing to use for death penalty is lethal injection. But according to ProCon, some states allow the inmates to select which method of execution they would like to have. Along with the lethal injection, certain states allow electrocution, which are Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. Other states allow for lethal gas, which is Arizona and California, and probably the strangest one for most Americans would be Utah, who allow inmates to select to be executed by a firing squad. So why should we have capital punishment? A capital punishment is one of the best ways to keep people from committing such serious crimes such as murder. If you know you murder someone and you know that you're possibly going to end up being killed for it, you would most likely not commit that crime. It's a huge deterrent, which is what we need in this country today. The number one state for executions, I always have to bring it up, is my state, Texas. Texas has always been known for carrying out their executions. They do them very quickly, and the most reason for that is they're very experienced in doing it. The closest state is the state I live in now, Virginia. Virginia came the closest in about 1989, when they were about 15 people away from matching what Texas had done. But most experts agree that as states learn and become more familiar with committing or conducting executions, they will start to increase and catch up to Texas. So, what's some of the things that we learned that we talked about today? The prevention. Using lethal injection to prevent people from committing crime. That's the biggest point that we want to preach today, is if you show a person that they commit a crime, they will have to pay that ultimate price for the crime that they committed. I honestly believe that'll be what keeps people from committing those type of crimes. Most people aren't afraid because they know they're going to go and they're going to sit in jail and nothing's going to happen to them. Or they'll do 5 to 10, 15 years and they'll get out and be right back on the streets and do the same thing that they were doing before. And then some of the other things that we do, we put these people in prison and we keep them there for years and years and years. And the whole time we're paying for what treatment they're receiving. We're paying for their medical care. We're paying for their food. We're paying for their health care. Everything that happens, we pay for. So if we put like someone has said in the past, an express lane to the death penalty, it keeps you from having to continue to do these over and over and over again, because you're putting these people to death, serving their execution immediately. And then training and support. If we're giving prisoners training while they're convicted, teaching them trades, teaching them how not to be criminals, but how to be productive citizens, it will keep them from coming back into the system. One of the hardest things that happens to people is they get wrapped up into the criminal justice system, and they stay in that system for a long period of time. If we provide some type of training, some type of program to a prisoner, they will eventually learn how to do a trade instead of committing crimes, coming back into the criminal justice system, which could eventually mean lead up to them coming into the death penalty. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good day.